Hello, people. How's your Monday going? Small disclaimer, this week's episode is not very long. Don't be mad. But, anyways, I hope everyone had a good weekend, especially because it's Father's Day weekend that just passed. We had a pretty busy weekend. We were in Fenland Falls with Scott's family on Saturday for the day, and then we were with my parents on Sunday, yesterday. But yeah, it was a good weekend and it was a great Father's Day because it was Scotty's first Father's Day. Which actually, funny thing, so the dogs and Harper, insert air quotes, for Mother's Day, got me like a Barstool Call Her Daddy sweater. And for those of you who don't know and who live under a rock, it's a podcast, one of the many I listened to. But anyways, yeah, they got me that sweater. But the funny thing is, a week before Mother's Day, I ordered Scotty's Barstool Foreplay sweater, which is another podcast, and that was for Father's Day from, again, insert the air quotes, Harper and the dogs. So I thought that was a little funny coincidence that we both got Barstool sweaters for each other. But yeah, great minds think alike, I guess. No, but actually, the his gift was a Traeger grill, kind of like barbecue thing. He's been watching the Joe Rogan podcast for a while now, and he's always saw that Joe Rogan cooks on the Traeger, which is like a pellet grill. So it's not, I guess, like it's not like a smoker and it's not like a natural gas barbecue. It's like has like a bunch of wood chips on the bottom or like wood pellets, and like that's how it cooks. But anyways, I say it's a gift for him, but it's really a gift for us because we were talking about getting one anyways. And then he can't get mad at me for getting it if it's a gift for him. So, but yeah, he loved it. And it was funny because he actually said, he was like, it's too much, but I don't want you to take it back. So I guess that's always a good answer to a gift. And yes, yes, I know Father's Day isn't about gifts and you don't need to give them a gift, but like now being a parent and seeing it's not hard to like make him feel special for a day. Like it's like the least I can do for him being such a good dad to Harvey. But being a good parent, although sometimes it comes easy to people, I feel like it takes a lot out of you some days. And yes, it's a blessing and amazing, and I love having kids, and I would never take it back. But fuck, one day a year, you get it about yourself. Fuck, why not, right? But yeah, anyways, we had a good Father's Day, and my dad loved his sign slash like picture frame thing we got from Red Door Decor. So shout out to them. Thank you so much. It's so cute, and it right beside his bed him a little picture of him and Harpy, and it's really cute. So yeah. And as you can hear, my allergies are in full tilt and are still shit, so that's fun. I did get a lot of suggestions from you guys last week. Some people suggested Vicks rub on your nostrils and your chest. Yes, I did both. The chest was great, but the nostrils. Okay, here we go. So my nose was dry as fuck from blowing it constantly and like the tissues like rubbing it and shit. So when I put that fucking Vicks vapor rub on my nose, holy fuck balls, it stung like a bitch. So probably it would have worked, but don't put it on your raw fucking nose. So that's like a little tip there. And today, you guys are listening to this on Monday. I pre-record this, spoiler alert. Anyways, but today I'm going to call the sinus clinic in Durham region. Apparently they have one, and one of you lovely people let me know that this place exists. So thank you, and I'm going to give them a call. So hopefully they can do something. Um, it's I so when I was a like nurse at the clinic, because I used to work at a clinic before I got pregnant. Well, no, it was like while I was pregnant too, but before COVID. And I used to give allergy needles to people. And when I was younger, I heard that you could get allergy needles. So like whatever you're allergic to, I think they like just like low dose you with it to like whatever. But anyways, yeah. So I heard you could get this, and I always asked my doctor about it. But I had the worst friggin' doctor before the one I have now. She would just always like brush everything off and never like say, yeah, that's a great choice for you. She'd be like, ah, no, you don't need it. So now that I have this doctor now, um, the new one, I'm gonna see if maybe she can like refer me to get those and like, cause it's not fucking fun. Like this is every year, it's ridiculous. But yeah, so I'm gonna try and look into getting those needles too and see if that helps. But it's actually funny. So I've had these allergies literally like my whole life, and it's the same time every year, except when I was pregnant with Harp. That summer, I literally didn't have a sneeze, sniffle, nada. So unless the sinus clinic helps me or these needles help if I get them, then I'm going to have like 85 kids and they will all be summer babies because I can't fucking deal with this shit. But on the bright side, like I've lost some lbs because I can't taste my food, so I don't really have a desire to like I eat, but like I'm not like, oh, those look good, because it doesn't matter because you can't fucking taste it. But yeah, anyways, thank you to everyone who sent me in remedies. I really appreciate it. Plus, I forget if I said this on the last podcast, but I've been using the allergy blend from Sage in my diffuser as well as underneath my nose, and it's really like, it doesn't, obviously it doesn't take away like the congestion and stuff, but it helps. Like it's one of those little things that help. Right now I am doing that. I'm doing the only allergy pill that even like touches my symptoms are the funny enough, it's actually the Equate, so the Walmart brand, I think that is, and it's the sinus medication extra strength, but only the nighttime one works for me. The daytime one doesn't help at all. So I literally take nighttime ones all day, all night, like all the time. So I'm like constantly tired through the night because it, or through the day, because it makes you drowsy for nighttime so you can sleep better. So that's my life right now. But yeah, I'll keep you updated, even though some of you probably don't care, but it's a big deal for me if I find something that actually works. But yeah, oh my gosh. Guys, so another exciting thing, we got motherfucking cabinets for our kitchen on Friday. You can't see me, but I'm doing like an arm dance because it's so exciting. But yeah, I was so excited because we have appliances, we have cabinets, like fuck yes. I see the finish line. I mean, it's still far away, but at least I can fucking see it and visualize it now. Yeah, the only downside is, so our floor is kind of like, I don't know if you ever go through all the aisles at Costco, but they have flooring at Costco. Like it's like laminate, but it's like, what is the word I'm like? It's got to use like engineered laminate or something like that, but it's like the 15 millimeter one with the underlay on it already. So it's like pretty fucking thick shit. It's good shit, because in our last house we used the cheap shit and really regretted it, because if you like, the dogs would have their bowls whatever in the kitchen, and then Cooper's got like like giant jowls and a beard, so he dragged the water all over the place, so like it started to peel. So we're like, fuck, we can't do the cheap shit this time. We actually have to like get good like durable stuff. So for the best bang for your buck, if you're looking, is the Costco laminate. I think for our whole house, which our house is like, I don't know, like between 20, I would say like 23 to 2,400 square feet. So yeah, for the whole house, upstairs, downstairs, everything, I think it was like 7 grand, but we have boxes to take back because we didn't even use it all. So it'd probably be less than that. But yeah, so if you're looking for like a good fix that's gonna last longer, I would use that stuff, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not an expert, but from trial and error, that's been the best stuff so far. But anyways, I've been going on a rant. Anyways, so yeah, our floor's from there, and it's like a brown tone. There's a couple of them. We got the more like brown, like barn board looking ones, and they have like lifelines and like divots already in them, so they look kind of worn. They're actually really nice, pretty cool. But when I picked out the cabinets, because the cabinets I wanted to do like on the wall in the base, I wanted to do all white with like black hardware. But then for the island, I wanted to go with like a wood tone similar to the flooring, so it would all kind of like flow with the black hardware. So like we went there to pick out the sample instead of doing it over the phone and email and whatever, because shit always gets messed up. So we went in and like everything looked good, and we're like, yeah, we want this one for the wood. Cool, ordered it. This is now like, I think it's like 6 weeks later. We get everything. The white cabinets look great. The hardware looks great. I fucking unpack the wood tone, stain, whatever you want to call, island, because Like the cabinets themselves are white, but like the cover panels are what's the wood, and like the edges of the out-facing cabinets are wood. And fuck me, man, I was so disappointed. It is so gray. Like it's not brown. It's not the brown toned one that I originally picked. 100% it's not. Like I'm not stupid. I would never have picked this. This looks like gray. Gray, 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 gray. Anyways, so yeah, we looked at it. We were really disappointed, and like the only problem is now, like, yeah, I can go and complain, but since we went there, because I didn't want like them, like I wanted to see all the samples, I didn't want them to fuck it up, so I went there and I picked it. I said I want this one, and on the contract we literally have everything in writing, emails, everything, but they didn't write the color of the sample on our contract. It just says the type of cabinet. So I feel like when we go and complain, they're going to try and fuck with us and say it's right and we're wrong. So I feel like it's going to be a fight, but they did mess up on like, because we're doing like our kitchen, and then since we don't need 2 living rooms, we kind of like transformed the other side, made like the laundry room bigger, and like made a section for like a wet bar almost. So the wet bar cabinet that's supposed to house the sink, they put a drawer there, so it can't really house a sink, but we can like try and make it work a different way. So we're gonna like, and the delivery was kind of fucked up because they kept fucking with us for a while. So we're hoping, since we were so cool and like nice about those things, that they'll help us out. But I don't know. I personally feel like it's gonna be an issue and a fight, but hopefully not, because we were nice. But we will see, and I'll keep you guys updated, which is why I know I posted like, oh, cabinets came in, do you guys want to see when it's done? But I never actually posted the finished product, because like we unwrapped them, we're like, what the fuck? So we were so disappointed, and we both got in a mood, and it was just not fun. But anyways, it's exciting. The white ones are in, so we're putting those ones in at least. We just have to deal with the island. But fuck, I just I just want to decorate, like we've had this house for like 6 months, so I'm ready to like not be in reno life and just decorate and live and enjoy my last couple months of mat leave, because I gotta go back soon, so that fucking sucks. But anyways, let's get into today's topic. So last week I had a few of you guys, after listening to the podcast, that you guys wanted me to go more into like creating boundaries and like boundaries in general. So when I first heard about like creating boundaries when I was in therapy, I thought like, oh, that's kind of a bitchy thing to do. Like, why would you need to create boundaries with people you have like good relationships with? And when I first heard about like, why am I setting boundaries, it seems kind of like standoffish, if that makes sense. Like, I don't like this or this, whatever. But once I like did the work and started realizing what they actually are for and how to use them in a healthy way, they literally like changed my life. The first thing I learned about like was what they are. So boundaries for me are like, there's like your likes and your dislikes and like distances in relationships. So like obviously some relationships are going to be closer than others. Like your some people's sibling relationships are like way closer than your friend to friend relationships. You know what I mean? So it's always going to be different. But so there also can be like general boundaries for like you as a person, and then there can be boundaries for like certain people and certain relationships that you have. And it's important to let you like know your boundaries, and that you have to understand they're there to protect you, yes, but it also protects others as well. So like if you have relationships, whether it be coworkers, family, friends, like etc., it's for everyone's benefit. But so like a boundary with a coworker, maybe, or like even like in a place of employment, you could be like, I don't hang out with my work friends outside of work, because maybe it like blurs the lines too much to like identify like fun time from professional time. Like say like you're their boss at work, but you guys hang out outside of work, so that when you go to work, they're like, oh, you're my friend though, like, why are you talking to me like this? It's like, yeah, but I'm your boss here. So me personally, I have this thing because I feel like sometimes those lines, like, I know previously in other jobs, those lines have gotten blurred. So, like, it's just easier to keep it one way for me. That's just me. But another thing you have to remember is that, yes, some boundaries you have to, like, share with people. Like, for me, a boundary I have to share with people is, like, I hate when people just, like, pop into my house, like, without any notice. Like, if it's in the like, okay, I don't need a ton of notice. Like, if you say in the morning, oh, hey, I'm out running around, I might stop by later this afternoon. Like, that shit's fine. Like, I'm okay with that. I just hate when people are like, knock, 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 surprise. It's like, no. I just don't like that shit. And I feel like most people who know me know that about me, as well as, like, I'm not a hugger. And if you know me, you know, like, oh, Bree's not a hugger. So, like, that's a boundary I have. So when I don't hug people, if they know it's a boundary, they're like, oh, she doesn't feel any type of way about me. She just doesn't like to hug, which is cool. So people who know me know that. But, like, obviously, if I go to, like, a function and it's someone I don't know and they go in for a hug, like, I'm just gonna hug them. I'm not gonna be like, oh, no, that's my fucking boundary. Like, no, fuck, they don't know my boundaries. But yeah, so that's just, like, a boundary that's just for me personally. But also there's some boundaries just for yourself and that you need to know. Like, for example, like a financial boundary. This is just like a general example. Like a financial boundary for yourself is like maybe like you set a budget. That's a boundary, and it's very like this is just so general because boundaries are going to like solely focus and like are centered around you as a person specifically. So I kind of have to give you a general one on that. So when I say like financial boundaries, like I said, it's like a budget. Like, oh, I have this much to spend, like that's my boundary. Can't spend any more of this on like this is my rent or my mortgage and this is that. So that's just a general example. But um really, okay, every healthy relationship has boundaries. And it took me forever to realize that. Like I'm like, well, why do you need boundaries if it's healthy? So, every relationship should have them. I have them in all of my relationships right now, and I'm trying like some of my relationships have more boundaries than others, and some relationships I'm like trying to develop the boundary or make more boundaries in that relationship. Like it depends on the relationship and like how the relationship is going, but they all have them, like everyone. And also I feel like when I say relationship, people automatically think like sexual or partner or boyfriend, girlfriend, etc. But I'm like talking about everyone. Close family, friends, coworkers, like literally everyday relationships. And also, I found if I don't care to develop boundaries or try to build and be in a like open relationship with you, like where I can just tell you how I feel, if I don't care to do that, then I really don't care much about the relationship in the first place. And in that case, the relationship doesn't need to be there. And guys, this is what I've realized. It's okay. You're not going to vibe with everyone. And if you do like think like, oh, I vibe with everyone, I'm friends with everyone, I get along with everyone, then that's like I feel like that's kind of phony to me because like our parents used to tell us, you're not always going to get along with everyone. You're not going to like everyone who you're around or work with. Yes, they're right. Like you're obviously not going to like everyone and vibe with everyone, and that's okay. But if the relationship has to be there for some reason, like that's the reason they would say it because like you're not like say you work with someone or whatever, you just have to like set up with those people a ton of boundaries and stick to them because that's how you stay sane basically and you protect yourself mentally. And this leads me to the question I got someone sent in about boundaries is what do you do with people who don't respect your boundaries? Now, okay, this one was hard because I don't have all the answers because, like I said, I'm not a fucking professional. But I feel that someone, like if I had someone like that in my life, they don't need to be there. If they don't respect your boundaries, then I don't think they respect you as a person. That being said, though, you have to give them the conversation about why you need these boundaries and kind of emphasize that it's for you when like it could be for whatever reason. It doesn't have to like it's not just you obviously, but I feel like if you say like and not say, but like if you kind of like attack them and make them feel like it's their fault, which 100% it could be their, like it could be their doing that you have to create these boundaries, but it will just like people will just take it negatively and it could cause like a shitstorm. But if you talk to them, give them the benefit of the doubt, and they're still being a fucking a-hole, then fuck them. You don't need that shit in your life, girl. Like, but there is an exception. Here we go. There are some cases when that relationship is mandatory. Like, say, work, meeting like a coworker, or your boss, or family members, or I don't know, like fucking Carol, the mom of your kid's best friend. I don't know. But like I said, I'm not an expert, but in my experience with these, like let's call them forced relationships, because it's not a choice, obviously, but like just set up a fuck ton of boundaries that you can control. Don't let them have any control over these boundaries because they have, like, they don't need a part in them. This is for you. So for example, like if Carol was like, "Oh, Danny and Marvin want to have a play date. I'll come to your house. We can have drinks while they play." And you're like, "Fuck Carol. I don't want to fucking like be Carol. Don't vibe. I don't like her. We're just not good. We're not like we're just not, it's not what you want. You don't need that relationship in your life." You can be like, "Oh, sorry, Carol, like I have plans. I have running around to do and errands to do, but I can drop Danny off to play with Marvin at your house, and I'll just pick him up on my way home after running around and doing my errands." And if Carol more than likely will be like, "Oh, sure, that's great." So there you go. So like just like little things like that. Or another example, you could do a buffer. So this is exactly what it sounds like. You could invite whatever, someone else to be there with you, and this is like someone you're more like you're comfortable with. Um, so it's not like you're just stuck with fucking Carol there. So like that's a really good one. I've used that before. Also, personally, if I have forced relationships like that and Carol isn't respecting my boundaries, I like obviously I do what I have to do, but I don't like go above and beyond. Like obviously I'm not saying don't be an asshole. That's not what I'm saying. But you don't have to be extra for those people who don't deserve your extra, you know? The important thing at the end of the day is you and if you're okay. Like I always think like, are you like Brie, are you okay? Because at the end of the day, like don't fill your life with these people who put effort and you put effort into all these relationships and everything, because like when it all comes down to it, all it does is fuck with you. And like once it fucks with you mentally, then it can lead to like affecting you physically, and then it goes into other areas of your life, whether it be work, other relationships, and that's the worst thing, when it starts to affect your other relationships. So once you focus on like more who's like filling your cup and who deserves that extra you, and that you value that relationship more and you put more effort into it, those carols and shit, they won't even be on your radar. They won't even like, you won't even think twice about it, because you have other people who are building you up and filling your cup and are positive relationships that you want to keep working on, that you don't even have to worry about Carol anymore. You're like, fuck Carol. And instead of like continuously filling other people's cups constantly, well, all your cup is doing is being emptied, and these people don't respect your boundaries or you as a person, really, you'll be thinking like, why didn't I do this sooner? Like, why didn't I focus on other shit sooner? Because fuck, like, does it make your life more enjoyable and easier? Yes, it fucking does. It makes your life so much easier when everything, it's almost simplified. I actually reposted something on Instagram, and I think it was talking about like, know like the worth of the relationship, and it says like, does this person do this? Does this person do that? Can you do this with this person? Can you do that? And if it checked all those boxes for me, I'm like, yes, this is fucking worth my like my is it input? No. it's worth my, I don't want to say time because it's not the right word. It's worth my effort. That's a good word. Not that everyone is not worth your effort. I just think some relationships, there's different relationships. Some relationships, like Carol, you'll just put effort in for your kid. Like, yeah, I'll deal with Carol, bring a buffer, or I'll just talk to her for that 3 minutes on the phone to schedule a play date for your kid. But for the other relationships you have that you value more, such as your best friend or your sibling, like those are the people who fill your cup and who are going to be there for you and who help you grow as a person and can respect you growing as a person. And those are the people you want to surround yourself with. You don't need to surround yourself with Carol because all she's going to do is continue to take, and relationships are give and take. And you need to be like, you need to push each other up and not try to like get yourself above that person. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of the time, women in particular, I do see men do this, but I think it's women in particular, they're always trying to like one up each other. And like, yeah, it'll be like, oh yeah, good for you or whatever, but in the back of their mind they're like, oh fuck, what can I do? It's like, yeah, it's cool to like be driven and like have that drive from other people, but you also need other people to like, I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah, I feel like you need other people to like build you up in a more productive way, not like a competitive way. You want like to be able to grow together and be like excited with each other, like the same way you would like if your boyfriend or girlfriend or husband got like, I don't know, like I always try to like build Scotty up. I feel like I try to do that. Like obviously we make digs at each other and stuff, but you always want what's best for them. And I feel like sometimes females have this mentality of it's cool to always put yourself first, but females have the mentality of like trying to like one up each other when we just need to like be like cohesive and like try to build each other up at the same time as building ourselves up. And we all need to like be happy and respect each other and respect what everyone else is doing and where they're going. And fucking Carol's not going to do that for you. There's no way she'll do that for you. So that was kind of a rant. But seriously, guys, when you figure this out, you'll be thinking in your head, like, why didn't I do this sooner? Because it makes your life more enjoyable. It makes it easier. Like I said, I don't know if I didn't cover everything for boundaries because this went kind of ranty, but we're out of time this week. Like I said, I know it was shorter, but it's been like a crazy fucking wild thing over here. But we'll continue next week with this because this is really important. I feel like there's so much more we could talk about this. And remember, if you value the relationship, put the effort it deserves. Set up boundaries because it's healthy and no one is hurt when there's a common understanding in a relationship. And remember also, if you don't if they don't respect what you're saying or the boundaries you need to set for yourself, maybe you need to reevaluate that relationship and basically just keep yourself sane, guys. Like I said, if you have any questions, any more topics, something you want to say, send me a message. I love getting your messages, but I'm going to let you guys off here. The song of the week. Someone sent me this in last week after the topic last week, and I loved it. Such a good song. It's called How Many Kids by Pelch. It's Pelch. I put it on. Give it a listen when you do put it on. Anyways, have a good week, guys, and I will chat with you next Monday. Love you all and see you. Bye.